Good afternoon, everybody. Today I am going to make country fried steak, mashed potatoes, and green beans. I'm also going to be making some brown gravy, but we'll get to that. So what you're going to need is you're going to need your country fried steak, or your cube steak as they call it, 2 eggs, salt, pepper, garlic, some Tony Chachere's to season your flour. If you don't have Tony Chachere's, that's fine. You could do the salt, pepper, and garlic, or just salt and pepper, whichever you prefer. So let me get all this situated and I'll be right back. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and turn your oil and have it heating. And you're going to need enough oil in there to cover when you put your meat in there. So your first thing you're going to do is get your egg prepared. You're going to crack your eggs, and then you're going to put salt and pepper in here. You're just going to get this mixed up. Okay. So once you get this mixed up, you're going to go ahead and you're going to salt and pepper your meat as well. So you could just lay it out, just put salt. You don't have to put a whole bunch of salt, but some of it's going to fall off in the egg wash, so you're definitely going to want to make sure you salt and pepper. And I also put garlic on my patties, and we're going to do that. And then you're going to take your flour, and then you're going to put your Tony Chachere's, or again, salt and pepper and garlic. But you want the flour seasoned as well, because if you don't, I don't know, to me it just doesn't, it doesn't seem like it's got enough seasoning in it, and your meat doesn't have as much flavor. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to dip it in the egg. And I know a lot of people use milk here, or they dip it in the flour first, and then they dip it in the egg, and then they go back to the flour. This is just the way I prefer it, you know, so there's no right or wrong way. You know, if you want to do it the other way, you want to coat it with the flour first if you like a thicker. I just happen to like doing it this way. So let me get these finished being floured, and then I will show you once I get them ready. The grease is nice and hot. Okay, so once your grease is hot and you've got all of them floured, you may have to go back and just add a little bit more. And there it goes, grease is hot. Make sure that the coating didn't fall off, because you want it to be floured good on each side. And you're going to just put this in the grease. You're going to cook this. You're going to brown it on each side. You are going to have to flip these. My grease could have been a little hotter, but it's just kind of hard to make sure you're at the exact right temperature. So I'm going to be able to get 4 in here, and I'm going to have it on high right now. I'm going to turn it down a little bit once it starts frying real hard, so that the grease doesn't burn. So let me get these in the grease, and I'll be right back. While those are finishing up, this is my first batch. It's been about 7 minutes. I have flipped them once. I'm going to go ahead and get my potatoes started. In my potatoes, I put butter, salt, and pepper. Some people, as I've said before, use chicken stock, I think. I just use 2 peppers. I just put water, because I salt and pepper it, and then I use different stuff in it as far as sour cream and things like that. So I just do it with water. And then I'm going to be doing my green beans, and I try to make more like a fresh green bean. So country style, I put bacon bits, onion, and salt, pepper, and butter in that as well. So I'm gonna get these going. So by the time the meat is done, all of this hopefully will be big, you know, all of it should finish up at the same time if you get everything started at the same time. So let me get these flipped one more time, and then get the rest of them cooked. And once this is all ready to finish mixing up, I'll be back. Okay, so once these are done and you've flipped them, you can see that they're nice and golden brown. You're going to take them out and put them on I just use aluminum foil and put some paper towels to help them drain the excess grease. And I did turn this down to a medium high once the grease got good and hot, because again, you don't want to burn this. You want the meat to still stay tender. So I'm gonna get the rest of these back. I'm gonna get these in, and I'm gonna finish up my potatoes and my green beans, and I'll be back. So I've got my country fried steak done. I got my green beans done. I'm finishing up my mashed potatoes. I put 4 tablespoons, so after I drained it, I put 4 tablespoons of butter in there. I normally put sour cream, and I could have swore I bought sour cream, but I do not have any, so we're not going to do that step. I did taste it. It needs a little bit more salt and pepper. I'm going to add just a dash of garlic, and then we're going to put our milk in. And you're just going to get this to the creaminess that you like it. If you like it real creamy, just add a little extra milk. If you do have sour cream, I would recommend doing maybe half a cup. I think that just really, really adds to the flavor. So once you get this all mashed up and all mixed up, again, to the creaminess you like it, you're going to taste it again. And then if it's fine, you're going to be ready to go. If not, you may have to add a little bit more salt and pepper. Let me get this plated up and I'll be. Okay, I forgot to mention the brown gravy. The brown gravy, I just used the McCormick's, and it calls for 1 cup of water, but I always do 1.5 to 2 cups because it does get really, really thick. So I'm going to put this in the microwave. Sometimes I cook it on the stove. Other times I just put it in the microwave. So I'm going to put this in the microwave for about a minute or 2, and then I'm going to get everything plated up. Okay, so it took 3 minutes to cook this, do this in the microwave. I did add some salt and pepper. And again, I did 1.5 cups of water instead of just 1 because this is plenty thick enough for me. And I would suggest when it's in the microwave to stir it, you know, about halfway through. So anyway, all right, so what I'm gonna do is I got my plate here. And I like to put my gravy on my country fried steak. I like to put it everywhere. So there we go. So let me cut into this. For that crunch. Cooked perfect. As you can see. All right. Take a bite. Nice and tender. But also still has a good crunch. Mashed potatoes and gravy. Yummy. And of course, green beans. And of course, sorry, I know I talk with my mouth full. That's a southern thing. But the green beans, you don't have to make green beans, of course. You can do your mashed potatoes any way you prefer. This is just a quick Sunday meal or anytime meal. It didn't really take that long. Overall, I mean, you know, with frying and the potatoes and all, I'd say probably about 45 minutes or so. But if y'all have any questions, you let me know. If not, enjoy, y'all.